Peace. Hey, y'all. I'm live, baby. All right, I'm live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube today. I'll be neglecting my YouTube, so I said let me use my better camera and go live on YouTube today. Grand Risings, everybody. It's your girl, Mo. Today is Friday, January 28th, 2022. I'm starting my day off with, of course, my live alkaline water. Black on water from Black on land. Might as well buy it from the black man or woman. This is a locally sourced water out here in North Carolina. We ship all over the United States and we deliver all over North Carolina. And in my cup, I got some tea. It has cinnamon stick, ginger, a dash of cayenne, a dash of nutmeg. YouTube might not be on long. Hold on, let me try to plug my phone up. Because my battery about to die because I didn't charge it before I went to sleep last night. Alright, but we're here to get into our AM devotionals today. Okay, let's see if I can. I have to do you over here. Yeah, I might have to do you right there, baby. Alright. Grand Risings. So we get into our devotionals by Ayanna Van Zant. Let me turn this light down just a tad. There we go. Acts of Faith and Until Today by Ayanna Van Zant. And then we're going to pick up, and I think we're in the last chapter, or one of the last chapters of The Science of Being Great. Excuse the glare. I don't know what's going on. But we're going to start off on January 28th, see what the word is for today. And it starts off with a quote actually performed by Ray Charles. You got the right one, baby. As performed by Ray Charles. All right. You are the only one who can do it like you do it. You are the best. You have what it takes. You got the juice. You got the power. You and only you have what you have. And nobody can take that away from you. You come from the best, the beginning, the source. You are destined to be great. You inherited a legacy of success from those who came before you. They knew you could do it too. You are the light in life. You light up the world. You make life worth living. You can't lose with the stuff you use. You are the beginning and the end of the phenomena called you. You are the one who makes the bed. You call the shots. You stand heads above the crowd. They can't hold a candle to you. When you put your mind to something, you get it done. So what are you waiting for? I am the you that can do it. Reflection. Think of a time when you called the shots and got it done. What did you tell yourself to make it happen? Then I'm going to do this and it's going to happen. Period. Period, poo. All right. Next, we're moving on until today for January 28th, and it reads, life will work for me when I realize I cannot change what I believe as long as I believe it. At the center of every problem, the answer is present. In the midst of every challenge, there is comfort, guidance, and relief. In the midst of illness, there is healing. At the brink of disaster, there is salvation. God is the answer. God is the comfort you seek, the guidance that you need, the healing you have prayed for, and the saving grace in all situations. If, however, you have problems believing in God, you will be challenged to find the answer. Feel the comfort, receive the healing, or be saved from the disaster. God is the essence of life. Always present, always knowing, forever giving us exactly what we need, exactly when we need it. Unfortunately, far too many of us believe that God only provides for the good people because God likes them for being good. And if we believe that we have not always been good, chances are we also believe that God is not always blessing us. Nothing could be further from the truth. God is the grace in which we live. God does hold us accountable for the things we have done, but does not see our actions as reason for punishing or abandoning us. God expects us to learn from and grow through our erroneous beliefs and actions. He expects us to rely on and turn to him/her when our way does not work. When we believe that God requires a certain thing to be done in a certain way at a certain time, we know we have not done it. We will have difficulty feeling the presence of God when we need it most. Until today, you may not have told yourself that you You may have told yourself that you were not worthy of being in God's presence. Just for today, be devoted to believing in and receiving the presence of God in your heart, mind, and life. Stand before a mirror. Look deeply into your own eyes. Ask the question. Turn over the illness. Present the challenge. Request the comfort. Express heartfelt gratitude by believing that God is present with you right now. Today, I'm devoted to believing in the presence of God. Amen and Ashe. All right, and then moving on to the chapter book, The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles. We are at chapter 17, and it's entitled More About Thought. I give place here to some further consideration of thought. You will never become great until your own thoughts make you great, and therefore it is of the first importance that you should think. You will never do great things in the external world until you think great things in the internal world. And you will never think great things until you think about truth, about the verities. To think great things, you must be absolutely sincere. And to be sincere, you must know that your intentions are right. Insincere or false thinking is never great, however logical and brilliant it may be. The first and most important step is to seek the truth about human relations, to know what you ought to be to other men and what they ought to be to you. This brings you back to the search for a right viewpoint. You should study organic and social evolution. Read Darwin and Walter Thomas Mills, and when you read, think. Think the whole matter over until you see the world of things and men in the right way. Think about what God is doing until you can see what He is doing. Your next step is to think yourself into the right personal attitude. Your viewpoint tells you what the right attitude is, and obedience to the soul puts you into it. It is only by making a complete consecration of yourself to the highest that is within you that you can attain to sincere thinking. So long as you know you are selfish in your aims or dishonest or crooked in any way in your intentions or practices, your thinking will be false and your thoughts will have no power. Think about the way you are doing things, about all your intentions, purposes, and practices until you know that they are right. The fact of his own complete unity with God is one that no person can grasp without deep and sustained thinking. Anyone can accept the proposition in a superficial way, but to feel and realize a vital comprehension of it is another matter. It is easy to think of going outside of yourself to meet God, but it is not so easy to think of going inside yourself to meet God. But God is there, and in the holy of holies of your own soul, you may meet Him face to face. It is a tremendous thing. The fact that all you need is already within you, that you do not have to consider how to get to the power to do what you want to do or to make yourself what you want to be. You have only to consider how to use the power you have in the right way. And there's nothing to do but to begin. Use your perception of truth. You can see some truth today. Live fully up to that, and you will see more truth tomorrow. To rid yourself of the old false ideas, you will have to think a great deal about the value of men, the greatness and worth of a human soul. You must cease from looking at human mistakes and look at successes. Cease from seeing faults and seeing virtues. You can no longer look upon men and women as lost and ruined beings that are descending into hell. You must come to regard them as shining souls who are ascending toward heaven. It will require some exercise of willpower to do this, but this is the legitimate use of the will to decide what you will think about and how you will think. The function of the will is to direct thought. Think about the good side of men, the lovely, attractive part, and exert your will in refusing to think of anything else in connection with them. I know of no one who has attained to so much on this one point as Eugene V. Debs, twice the socialist candidate for president of the United States. Mr. Debs reverences humanity. No appeal for help is ever made to him in vain. No one receives from him any unkind or censorious word. You cannot come into his presence without being made sensible of his deep and kindly personal interest in you. No one, whether millionaire, grimy working man, or toil-worn woman, meets him without receiving the radiant warmth of a brotherly affection that is sincere and true. No ragged child speaks to him on the street without receiving instant and tender recognition. Debs loves men. This has made him the leading figure in a great movement and the beloved hero of a million hearts, and will give him a deathless name. It is a great thing to love men so that it is only achieved by thought. Nothing can make you great but thought. And then he has a whole bunch of different quotes that he's about to list by different people. So it says, we divide thinkers into those who think for themselves and those who think through others. The latter are the rule and the former the exception. The first are original thinkers in a double sense and egotists in the noblest meaning of the word. Schopenhauer said that. The key to every man is his thought, sturdy and defiant, though he has a helm which he obeys, which is the idea after which all his facts are classified. He can only be reformed by showing him a new idea which commands his own. Emerson said that. All truly wise thoughts have been thought already thousands of times, but to make them really ours, we must think them over again, honestly, till they take root in our personal expression. Goethe said this. All that a man is outwardly is but the expression and completion of his inward thought. To work effectively, he must think clearly. To act nobly, he must think nobly. Channing. Great men are they who see their spirituality is stronger than any material force. That thought rules the world. Emerson. Some people study all their lives, and at their death, they have learned everything except to think. I don't know how to say that name. He got two more quotes. It is the habitual thought that frames itself into our life. It affects us even more than our intimate social relations do. Our confidential friends have not so much to do in shaping our lives as the thoughts have which we harbor. J.W. Teal said that. And then lastly, when God lets loose a great thinker on this planet, then all things are at risk. There's not a piece of science by its flank, but its flank may be turned tomorrow, nor any literary reputation or the so-called eternal names of fame that may not be refused and condemned. Emerson said that. Think is how the chapter ends. Hey, Jay Canvas. Yeah, so that was the end of this for today. I'm about to hop back on and read Tabitha Brown's chapter 8, because chapter 7 was so good yesterday when she was talking about not no shame in putting yourself first. So I'm gonna hop back on and read this on my story time with more of my Instagram, and I'll tune in with y'all again soon. All right, peace.